We are live. Charlie.
Had to continue the tradition.
Almost got him there. Almost.
The weekly wrestling verdict. WWE being sold? Question mark. Probably. JML here.
Didn't we have this conversation last week?
Well, I mean, it's dominated the news cycle, so we have to talk about it.
It really is all that the news is about this week. So
wait a minute. You didn't introduce yourselves.
Charlie.
Fire Frank here.
And
you?
I already said JML.
Oh, you did? Okay, I didn't hear it.
So JML here. Charlie went right into Charlie mode.
He's got some ticks. He's wound up this week.
So if you guys, YouTube audience, check out the thumbnail. We've had a litany of different news stories that are broke about the potential selling of World Wrestling Entertainment. Obviously, Vince is back, and that's why he's back, is to sell off the company. We heard early reports of the Saudis agreed in principle with Saudi Arabia, public fund, whatever they call it. People were in an uproar, Frank. An absolute uproar.
Yeah,
Can you explain this to me?
Let me try to get like through the timeline here. So like Tuesday night, we had just talked. There was nothing really going on. There was no news happening. NXT was going to happen. Charlie was telling me he was going to watch it, so that was interesting. And then I kind of went downstairs to pick up a package. My Yankee jersey arrived that I showed you off on our other show the other day. And then when I finally went back to check my phone, it's my God,
man.
Stephanie McMahon just resigned.
Look at that view.
Wow. That was the face Stephanie made. No.
Yeah.
So we hear Stephanie resigns, and then we hear, and then of course, Mr. Brian Alvarez has to tweet, "Big news possibly coming." So people are like, what does that mean? Because after the Steph news, is Hunter going to resign? Is this going to happen? Are they being sold? And suddenly we had, who was it? Some guy from The Zone who tweeted that
some
they had an agreement in place.
Some jabron from The Zone.
And you tell this in the chat that says, yeah, I heard that. I'm like, yeah, but who's this guy? Like, why is nobody else? All I was seeing was all the big names were just making eyeball emojis and like interesting, like being very vague because they didn't hear it, confirmation. And none of the major news sites were picking it up. So I was very confused.
The major news sites.
Major news sites. I'm talking about like the legitimate,
like TMZ or something like that.
Yeah, like TMZ. Somebody you can trust.
Charlie.
But yeah, all of a sudden it was all night long. And I got up in the morning and it was being refuted. Like they didn't actually put out a statement, but like all the major reporters were like backpedaling the next morning.
Charlie, take me through your thoughts when you heard about this potential sale to the Saudi group.
I heard about it a little later than everyone. I heard about it like Wednesday morning. The Saudis were going to buy. And then I saw a tweet saying, oh, well, who let somebody post this? Because it's obviously not true that the deal is made already. I did watch NXT for the first time in forever. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But, yeah, I didn't give it a second look because I already knew by then that it wasn't.
Yeah, it was just, I think, he was more interested in telling me about how upset he was about the finish of
the
Braun Breaker match.
You're right.
While me and JML are talking about the Saudi sale, he's going, well, what about that fit? I said, well, they must have known you were watching.
They trolled me.
They trolled you 100%.
Now,
hey, you can't blame Hunter on that. Sean, that's your buddy HBK.
Now, you guys remember. What did I say? I said, well, it's not necessarily a bad thing if they sold to the Saudis because it's not like they're going to take over creative. Worst case scenario is Vince takes over creative. Right?
Right. That's it.
Bottom line, at the end of the day, this is going to be a very hot take. I've said it to both of you, but I'm going to air it out publicly.
We're ready.
has much changed in creative since Hunter has taken over? Like, have we really been that captivated with the product? Or
That's
is it
the thing.
or is it because Vince is gone, we're like, oh, we don't want him back. But why don't we want him back?
Perception of
I'm
reality.
trying to answer these questions
I
myself
said it last week,
because
man. I said it.
I
Perception of
feel like
reality,
we've been
right?
programmed and brainwashed by the Meltzer Magoos and the
Yeah.
Brian Alvarez little short stack. He could be little Marco.
Short.
John Ross Sapp, that guy, he sucks. Okay. All these people that don't like Vince McMahon, they wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for Vince McMahon.
Correct.
All Hunter has done. Oh God. Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, it hurts to say it. He's pretty much played the Tony Khan playbook of returns and surprises.
You're not wrong. It's sad though, because he brought them back with the best intentions, and it's up to them to carry through with their returns, and 90% of them have fallen flat. That's not on Triple H. That's on the talent. That's
Frank, you're laughing. What's going on down there?
Sorry, just having a quick conversation with Fire Senior, as he's known in some circles.
Fire Senior is probably like, "What
Big
the
Frank.
hell is going on?"
Yeah,
over there?
Big Frank's like, "What are you guys talking about?" We're sitting here getting all like concerned over the sale of a company we don't own, and he's talking. But yeah, I don't know. It's all this. You're right. Maybe we are programmed. It's always, well, Vince. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Maybe you haven't liked the product lately or the last 20 years, whatever it is. But who's been in charge the entire time we've been fans?
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
And that was back when it was just like, a handful of guys writing the show, him, Patterson, whoever else. Now you've got like creative teams for both shows. You've got, Hunter overseeing it. You've got or Vince overseeing it was in the past.
Isn't it
I think
crazy?
I'll tell you what. I think the main difference, only thing different now is probably they're not ripping up scripts at the last second. That's basically
the only thing different is that they have backstage stuff.
Yeah, they have more stuff going on, which is
that matters a little bit, right?
Yeah, Easter eggs or just a little more focused storytelling. But it's not like
So my pro, right? I was like, oh, if they go private Saudis and they're still in the creative, they can go back to the Attitude Era that everyone seems to love, right? And they hold up near and dear to their hearts. They can go back to that. There would be no regulations. There'd be no restrictions.
I mean, they have
I don't
partnerships.
I have to be very careful how I word this, but I'm gonna have to word it this way. There's no other. I can't beat around the bush here. I'm just gonna say it. Okay. My apologies in advance. I'm seeing tweets of save Sami Zayn. Save him. Do you think the Saudis are going to murder Sami Zayn? Do you think that's actually going to happen? No. These people, and I'm talking about the internet wrestling community that are tweeting this, they're sick in the head.
You
got to remember that they're stereotyping a whole segment of the Saudis that, yes, in the last 5 years, have they beheaded people? Yes. Have they done it recent? No. Do you think they're going to do it brokering such a huge deal? And they're going to start beheading wrestlers? Well, what do you really?
It seems to be a big jump.
We're gonna pay $5 billion and just start beheading our assets of the company.
Yeah, and we're talking about this in just a literal sense here. Everybody's, we're not advocating for the Saudi government or whatever people are going to think we're doing here. We're just looking at it from a business standpoint, as we have.
So I'll put it this way, real quick: the Live Golf Tour. How many beheadings have happened on the Live Golf Tour? 0. Okay.
It's not even that, because these golf. It's not like they're going to go. It's not really them running it. It's them using some of their capital to invest so they can take it private. In this theory, in this theoretical merger, whatever you want to call They're not running it. They're not anywhere near it. It's not like they're going to have, Raw's going to take place every week from some Saudi city. I don't, it's just a hypothetical. And I think it was probably just leaked out there just to see the reaction, maybe, or maybe to drive up the price. I don't know. Or maybe somebody just saw, heard they were talking to them. They took that to mean, oh my God, they're going to sell. But I think it's because I'll put it this way. I'll bring it down to you. People want to be mad at Vince for the reasons you mentioned, because we've been brainwashed, or whatever you want to call it, to say, oh, he's evil. Vince bad. Other billionaire, good guy. Despite the fact that his family has, which big rich family in this country doesn't have business dealings with the Saudis? Let's be honest.
I mean, Amazon does, Disney does, they all do, right?
Right. I mean, I know they're not being quote unquote bought by that thing, so it's just investment. But still, people have selective outrage. That's what I like to call it, selective outrage. If we were to really be truthfully be full integrity, fighting for everything that's right, we would literally just not buy anything anymore.
Yeah,
solid way
to own clothes. And not buy any product, not use any electric, just live outside in a shack that we made ourselves.
Do you have an iPhone? Do you have an iPhone?
Much.
Do you have an Android phone? Yes,
yeah.
Right?
It seems like we draw the line at our wrestling companies. We're okay with the shoes that were made in a sweatshop by 5-year-olds. We're okay with the phone, that were similar, terrible working conditions. And we're gonna make the world right because I'm not gonna watch that show.
So we had another news report, and we can go back to the Saudi thing, but I want to hit on.
Let's go to the next one.
So we had the other report came out. Was it 2 days ago?
Yeah. But the way
Tony and Shad Khan have the money and wherewithal to purchase WWE. And I'm like, yes, they do.
Is this based on any actual research? It's just a statement. Like they said, they're in the pool. I said, well, theoretically, you, me, and Charlie are in the pool if we had the money. But
all the action figures for us.
I mean, not to say we would do it, but maybe we would if we had such kind of capital on us. We don't.
If I was Tony Khan and Shad Khan, I wouldn't even touch it because competition is a good thing. We've seen what happens when there's no competition. What happened for 18 years?
Right. People just
stale TV.
Or people just the idea that there's no competition, like you said, the perception that it's no good. Oh, I don't like it anymore. It's not as good as it used to be 10 years ago.
You always need to have a company that's backed by multiple billionaires on national television at the same time. Cable TV.
Yeah. Why else would it exist, bro?
If they were to require you might as well just have the death knell of wrestling.
Right.
For a multitude of reasons. He has a roster right now that he can't handle and book. Do you think he's going to be able to handle and book WWE?
Yeah, just add another 100 to the pool.
If we'll
figure it out.
And then there was a sub headline there about something. Oh, they were be interested to work with Vince and everybody else to make such a thing possible. Yeah, you think he could possibly? He can't even run his company. He's going to run 3-4 more shows. The guy would be dead within weeks, if that. It's going to probably happen anyway. Let's be honest. What is his likely end? Is Tony Khan is going to be like the next Herb Abrams and die high on cocaine while running from the police or something? I don't know, or in his office. That's it. But
all his wrestling figures are suddenly decapitated. He just can't figure out what to do with them.
But the whole point is this: the whole purpose of them existing or them even having any kind of pull in this industry is because people are angry at. I can't watch WWE. I'm too cool. I like Ring of Honor. I like New Japan. I like all this little stuff.
That's the tale as old as
people
time,
don't like.
though.
So now they have that. This is why they exist. We're rooting for the underdog that has more money than Vince McMahon, which they like to crow both those things. He's the underdog, but he also has more money than him. Okay, and none of it's your money, guys. He's not paying. You're not working for him. He's not going to come to your house and hang out with you.
It's true.
So neither them are. So I don't know, guys. This process is not going to happen overnight. The way people thought it was jumping ahead. This is a long. And taking company private's even longer and run out of the thing. You have to buy out all the stockholders. We're a long way away from this. Like we said, I think we're talking at least post-Mania for anything even hits. But they have hired several people to help them with the sales. So if people think this is just big scheme because Vince is going to do a power play, yeah, maybe. But I mean, they're hiring all the right people. I mean, that seems like an elaborate scheme. If he's going to hire some of the biggest companies in the world that help people with sales, and then not do it. I mean, that's the whole reason Nick Khan was hired in the first place. Prepare him for a sale. A lot of people said that.
Sorry, just seeing
all right.
Seeing what's snooping on the neighbors. And
let me put it this way: if the Khans did buy or whatever did make this merge or whatever people are talking about, what would be the prudent thing for him to do? Not run 17 shows, but to just merge everything under the banner with a name that has weight to it. But would he do it? No, we'd have Monday Night Raw. We'd have Tuesday night Nitro. We'd have Wednesday night Dynamite. Thursday night, he'd probably bring back the AWA, ECW, everything, whatever Vince owns.
Ring of Honor.
Well, maybe, hey, you know what I said to my friends the other day? Hey, at least maybe he'd get Ring of Honor and actual streaming home this way if he bought WWE. Get put on Peacock.
Speaking of,
it's a lot of fun to talk about. But
speaking of big companies, apparently Nick Khan is meeting or met with Bob Iger. That was another rumor.
Yeah.
Now Charlie's like, no. Charlie's like, as long as WWE doesn't go to Disney or Netflix.
Oh, Disney is Bob Iger?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I don't want Mickey Mouse versus John Cena for the Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania. No.
Let me ask you this. Is Mickey Mouse in the latest Marvel movie?
No.
So then why would he be at WrestleMania?
It's Mickey Mouse on Monday Night Football.
Yes. No.
I mean, that'd be cool if he was, but no. But I'm not advocating for him to buy. I'm just saying, let's calm down here.
I mean, honestly, if they're going to sell, the best move for the wrestling fans is if we keep the same creative.
Right.
Why would they sell and then just leave? That doesn't seem to be the move that they want to do.
If they keep the same creative, I'm less worried about the buyer.
I mean, the buyer, like a company like this, isn't going to say, "Oh, I can run this company better. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to book a show." You think they have time for that?
Like Endeavor, when they bought UFC, they were like, "We're going to keep Dana White." Why are we going to keep Dana White? Because he knows how to run it. And Dana White, right. Oof, what a news story this week about him. Oof.
He has the worst timing I think I've ever seen.
Terrible.
Like, what are the odds, right? Anyway.
Then that was the other rumored buyer was Endeavor. But, I mean, there's concrete evidence that they've talked with Saudi. They've talked with the Khans. They probably have had the conversation.
I'm sure they have. They're going to talk to everybody.
What do you guys think?
If Vince is cashing out here, he's going to do it to the most he can get.
The audience,
what else is he going to do?
Comment. Let us know what you think. It's a lot to deep dive into. Well, we'll go to the squared circle.
Yeah, the fun side of things.
Is it really that much fun?
Sometimes.
Anytime,
Dominic Mysterio comes out.
Oh my God, gold.
We have fun.
Gold.
So I think Charlie and I owe Dom Mysterio an apology about this heel turn being way, way too late. Man.
If they did this
is incredible.
If they did this to start off his heel turn, it would have been spot on and I would have had no issue with it. But, oh my God. I'm sorry for all the bad things I said about Dominic Mysterio's heel turn, because this is paying off tenfold.
And it's actually getting Ripley more over too.
Yeah,
for sure.
Mommy, and
it's her group. We said it for months. It's her group.
It is her group. Finn Balor looks like a little henchman,
but he's fine with it. He's fine with it. Finn, you could come on. You could do it. You're all right.
No, Finn.
It's just so perfect because they're playing into what we already know. Like he's not a good actor. He's goofy. He has it, so they're playing off it now in a way that makes sense, and he's getting actual major heat from it, while also making us laugh.
It's
just
it's going well. What do you think? Here's what I didn't get. Austin Theory declares himself for the Royal Rumble, and he says he wants to win it. The dude could have picked to cash in his Money in the Bank against the world champion Roman Reigns. Now he wants to win the Royal Rumble. How does that make sense?
It doesn't, but it's the way they book themselves in the corner.
Black you instantly after he cashed in the U.S. Championship. They don't want you to have the logic that you have going into this.
Seth Rollins is hurt, but he's not hurt, but he's hurt.
He might be hurt, maybe, perhaps.
Bob Lashley with the Hurt Business. I don't know.
That I don't mind. I'd rather see them together than.
But I guess we gave up on Omos again.
Yeah, what? I noticed the lack of Omos.
MVP is just going to go back with Bobby after that whole thing.
Well, at least Lashley was like, wait a minute. Like, okay, thanks for the help, but come on. I'm not forgiving you overnight. It's going to take a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I'll take the Royal Rumble or something.
Yeah. Or, I mean, I don't know. Is Lashley heel? Is he turning heel? Is he his tween? I don't know. A lot of these guys have been just like Rollins, he's a baby face, but is he?
Give us another triple threat match between them for the U.S. Championship at Rumble. I wouldn't mind.
That was a good match.
Yeah, they got to figure out what they're doing with Theory. If they were already buying 8 Ball the way, just booking him. That's what happens when you have two. Well, I shouldn't say that the regimes, because again, they're not down pushing Theory. They're just trying to put him into a role that makes sense.
Oh my God! Don't be like them, Frank.
I'm not being like them. I'm tired of hearing it every week. Oh, Vince,
I know.
Again, you do know who recruited this man. You think Vince was watching tapes from Evolve? You get time for that?
Probably not.
Probably
it was
not.
Regal. It was Hunter.
Regal was Hunter. They groomed him. It is what it is. But people I can see if they were talking about somebody that had no talent, but they're acting like this guy is just some bum, regardless of how he's been booked. Anyway, it's okay. I'm the resident Austin Theory stan on the show, apparently. So
what? No, me too.
No, I'm kidding. I know we all.
Wait a minute.
I think we all.
Well, me and you. I know me and you for a while, but Charlie definitely has jumped on the train as well. So. Anyway, let's see what else we got going on. So we've got Owens and Roman at the Rumble.
What about Tiffany Stratton's re-debut on
Charlie picked a good night to watch this, right?
Whoa. I was like,
who's she going to face?
I didn't care about that. I did not care about that.
I was upset about how they treated my girl, poor Jade. But
did you just? Were you gonna call her Jade Cargill?
I was gonna call her Jade Cargill. Guilty.
Oh my God!
I was upset about how they treated Cora Jade. Nobody deserves that.
She's eventually gonna win the belt. It's gonna take a bit though.
Yeah.
Eventually, the problem is Braun Breaker's been such a dominant champ too that.
What do you do?
Like, what do you do? Is he going to be like? Does he just give the belt up at this point?
They could do a solo Sikoa and just have him leave the belt when he gets called up.
Right, like so the Asuka thing where she wasn't defeated ever, and then I don't know. They're not. I don't think they're going to take it off him at this next show. I mean, they booked it just so they can have this match on the pay-per-view proper. So are we thinking the Mania weekend show? I don't know.
I mean, who's going to take it? Hayes?
Right, that's the question.
Is Hayes? I mean,
Hayes could take it, or he could be himself called up soon enough. It's not like he needs a lot more seasoning, but that's up to them. I wouldn't mind him taking it because they've been building him up pretty strong.
NXT extremely stale. Like they need a new guy to build a couple guys.
Yeah,
that
they do need
need to
some.
build up.
Because I feel like Hayes and Breaker should be called up at the same time. They've both been riding that wave for the same amount of time
Since 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
although I wouldn't break up Hayes and Trick because I think they're a good duo, but I don't know if Trick is ready for the main roster himself, like in ring wise, but he's getting better.
what about Jay White going to NXT? How many heads would explode?
No, he would go to the main roster right away.
I'll be the guy that just has the hot take here. I really don't care. I'm not not that I watch a lot of his matches, but I've not been like super impressed. I'll be honest. And shout out Eric Marcotte. That's he'll love me for saying that. Man just doesn't like Jay White.
He doesn't like him?
He just doesn't like Jay White. It's well known.
Why? Is he an Okada fan?
Yeah, among others. But yeah,
doesn't like Jay White. That's even worse. I'd rather him be a Jay White fan.
Sorry, Eric.
Sorry, Eric. You tuned into the wrong show. If you think I'm gonna,
I'll have to have him on someday. He can tell us all about. He's a really good expert when it comes to New Japan and MMA. Does a lot of reports. So
good.
I'll have to have him on if we ever do a show. Japan focused, or
when I'm a
UFC type show.
When I'm in a coma, you guys can have that one.
Yeah, when you have to call out, I'll have to tag in some of my partners.
I'll be watching it. They're talking New Japan. What the hell is going on?
Don't worry, I don't think he's going to watch the show.
I'm busy that week.
I'll do a Lunger Blades with my microphone and just toss it in the trash.
I know less New Japan than Frank, so.
And my friends think they goofed that I'm the guy that hates New Japan. They haven't met the ultimate. Yeah.
My friends talk New Japan on their other show, and I'm just like, nah.
But legit though, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would complain, to say the least, if he shows up in the Rumble or something.
Do you think he's the Forbidden Door pick for Rumble?
Maybe, but I mean, I was watching the Hard to Kill last night. I was wondering maybe we might see a Cardona one-off appearance at the very least.
Oh,
I think so.
I would love to see
at the very least, just a cameo appearance. But Independent Wrestler of the Year is voted by PWI.
Yes, rightfully so.
I don't think Logan Paul's going to be in the Rumble.
No. That's
too much outside stuff going on right now with him, with Crypto Zoo.
Why can't he just keep his mouth shut and be a good wrestler?
Oh man! Well, he made a bad business deal.
Yeah.
So did Tony Khan. Ring of Honor. No, but
we have a Khan tweet of the week.
Yes,
of course we do.
What a segue.
Yeah, I know. I can read his mind. I know he couldn't wait to bring up this segment. So, people watch our show and are like, "Man, these guys hate Tony Khan." I'm like, "No, we just like talking about him."
Oh, he's very much what I would have done at 15 if I owned a wrestling company.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If I went to high school with him, and I could have because we're the same age, I probably would have been buddies with him at the table. Outcast just talking about wrestling all day.
I mean, I got to give it to the man. He loves his tournaments, and so do I. So,
oh yeah, they call him. Charlie loves his tournaments. Get a T-shirt. Bring them back all the tournaments.
All the tournaments. Nom nom nom.
We do have one starting on SmackDown next week.
Yes,
so you'll be really happy about that.
I was happy to hear.
Tournament.
The Banger Brothers.
Viking Raiders. Yeah, what a match. It actually doesn't sound like a good match. I won't lie. But,
didn't they say that they arrived to the arena on the Banger bus or something like that?
The Banger plane. They took a selfie on the airplane they were on.
No Tony Khan tweet of the week. It was last week.
No, all he had this week was his usual.
This is awesome.
Justified. Chance. This is awesome chance, and he just just always has it ready to go.
He must have been a fan of the show Justified. Where do we think? Who's the odds-on favorite for the Rumble?
Cody.
Both Rumbles.
Now that Logan Paul's out of the picture, yeah.
Cody and let's go.
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Charlie doesn't want
No.
it. See, I knew we'd get him with
The
that.
poster. I mean,
Poster has lightning on it.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
I don't know what that means. Maybe the flash is going up.
Where's the Rumble this year?
San Antonio.
Shawn Michaels winning the Rumble.
Sean coming out with his T-shirt and
the
NXT
old
hat.
man dream has come true.
The old man dream.
No, that can you imagine the reaction to that? Shawn versus Roman at WrestleMania.
Oh my god.
Not the
No,
way-
I gotta say, JML's right with the poster and everything. Rock is probably gonna win it.
He literally is not doing anything.
I mean, if the
Stop
match is
filming
going to
a
happen,
movie.
they're not just going to like. Why would they have someone else win a Rumble then and wouldn't be able to challenge? Like, I keep hearing this stuff of the 2-night. They're not going to do that. They're not doing 2-night title matches and another. That doesn't make any sense. What are you going to do? Have Cody finally end his reign and then the next night he's going to fight Rock after he already lost?
Then beat The Rock.
Then beat The Rock? Is it going to mean anything at that point? Or is he going to have to beat Cody and then beat The Rock?
Oh my.
Then people are going to be so upset. But
Remember how
Imagine
mad
Roman
remember,
retaining 2 nights in a row.
remember how mad they were when he beat Daniel Bryan and Edge?
Uh-huh.
It basically folded them up
On
on
top
one
of each
another.
other.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall at Jeff Smith's house during that Mania. That would have been.
Yeah, he
Epic.
wasn't too happy.
Here we are 2 years later. Yeah, I don't know. He can't lose Rock. Like that would have been like the thing to continue his reign, not to end this whole storyline. The Rock was like the ultimate, but maybe I think a year ago would have been better timing. But at this point, if you can do the match, you're going to do the match.
Well, isn't it in LA?
Is this not to?
Mania is in LA.
WrestleMania, Hollywood, yeah, LA.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I know.
There's a reason why they didn't do it
On the
last year,
wall. The writing is on the wall.
and it's okay.
It's the biggest match you can book for Roman. If it's him and Cody, yes, it'd be awesome.
Hey.
It'd be cool. But we could save that for like SummerSlam. We
Yeah.
could save that for something else.
They're going to have that in a big stadium allegedly. So yeah. I mean, come on, it's all right. We can do Cody versus Stone Cold. You know, he's been working out. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out here.
I've heard Austin versus Austin.
Austin versus Austin, sure.
Wow. No, I want to see Theory versus Cena.
I'm hearing Cena, Logan Paul.
No.
I'm hearing everything in between. Yeah. Some people are just like they don't think Cena's going to do anything because like he didn't really do much in a tag match. He's got movies coming out. I'm like, I don't know.
Doesn't he look like Jim Barney, or the guy that played Ernest?
Yeah, more so now.
Jim Burns.
Shout
Jim
out
Burns?
Jim Barney. Rest
Burns.
in
Jim
peace.
Barney.
Varney, yes.
Oh.
Shout out the legend.
The goat. He was wasn't he the voice of the dog or one of those things in Toy Story?
Mm-hmm.
Slinky, yeah.
Yeah, he was Slinky. The original.
He does look like him though, yeah. Shout out John Cena who follows me on Twitter for some reason. I think he likes picking random fans. I don't know.
So, if
And
we're
Sergeant Slaughter. Shout out Sergeant Slaughter.
if we're getting the undisputed title still, it has to be The Rock, right? At Mania?
You think Rock's going to win?
No.
He didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're going with Rock and Cody as a backup if Rock decides he doesn't want to show up. Okay, so that's our official pick on the show.
What about the woman?
Rhea.
Rhea challenging Bianca.
That would make a lot of sense. I mean, because who else, right? I mean, Raquel was talking about that's her hometown, but I don't think she's going to win it right now in her first year in the company.
No.
Although I can see her and Charlotte.
She might be runner-up.
She might be. Like when they did, Bianca was a runner-up and then wound up winning it the next year.
Yeah.
The problem with Raquel, she's a face.
Yeah, they gotta. And
she should be the new leader of Damage Control.
Maybe we can do something like that after this Rumble in her hometown. Sure.
Have they booked a group any worse than Damage Control?
Now, what was it that I saw? Liv Morgan and what's-her-face won the tag titles over this past week in a live show.
I did not hear that.
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
How did it count?
No.
I don't know. I mean,
the Vegas favorite right now is Becky Lynch
to win the Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she could. She could.
Yeah, there was some spoiler of Tegan Knox and Liv Morgan winning the tag titles.
Well, I don't know. They didn't have them last night. So.
Yeah, that's what I saw then.
As far as Damage Control, I don't know. They've had the titles pretty much the whole time.
Bayley's lost every match.
The problem is Bayley it's a bad time. Like they're not ready to take the title off of Bianca, so she's kind of like lost.
They're booking Bayley so poorly. So freaking poorly.
She'll be on her way out like Mercedes.
No.
The writing's on the wall there.
If she keeps taking selfies with FTR and Sasha Banks, she might as well be out. But
she'll be with. So she's going to be out the door with her, meaning she's going to show up in New Japan, but not on AEW.
Yeah.
Much to the chagrin of the crowd in
LA
this week.
Yeah, speaking of that LA show, Adam Cole returned.
Yep.
Why? So Britt Baker, she really has to defend her relationship with Adam Cole with her tweet of support. Like, girl, you cheated on him. I
was gonna say, with Adam Cole saying Britt was checking on me, do you think that she actually cheated, or?
Oh yeah,
I think that's the line he had to hit just to kind of quell the stories because everybody's talking about it.
Yeah,
that's my feeling.
And if you notice, there's been very few shows where Christian and Cole have been on the same show.
Yeah, probably for the best.
I mean, they're not married, right? I don't know. I'm always confused with Cole and Britt. Like they were engaged, were they married? I don't think they're married, right? Christian is single. I mean, so
ready to mingle.
He's clearly ready to mingle. Hey, I mean, she's like it's a Hall of Famer. Well, he's technically not yet, but
it's a disaster. Right. He's a TNA Hall of Famer, isn't he?
Yeah.
No, but he probably is he?
He's a TNA Hall of Famer.
I don't think he was officially, but if he wasn't, he should be. But he clearly had his best years there outside of his tag team run. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. He's out injured, so they had to kind of put the Jungle Boy feud off, and now he's teaming with Hook.
Hook.
I know I had Hook as my one of my runner-ups this year for Rookie of the Year, but
who would be Rufio in AEW? Who would be Rufio?
Who would be Rufio?
Hook is I would say Hook looks most like him, but
Takashita?
Yes.
Takashita would be Rufio. The Hangman beating Moxley.
Yes. Solid match, too.
Yeah, the match was pretty good.
I'm sick of seeing Sting and Darby Allin together. Can we move on to something else?
Yeah. I mean, if you read that article came about Sting, it seems like he's his contract is up this year and he's not planning on staying, but maybe we're moving towards that.
Maybe they'll just have Darby beat him on the way out. Seems like a fitting thing.
He says, "I want to put my title on you against you because you're my mentor or whatever." And then they have the match, and then he just says, "I'm going home."
Then he goes to WWE.
He goes back to WWE.
He goes to WWE.
Oh, that was a Tony Khan quote of the week. That article about Sting, and they quoted him saying how he couldn't understand how he was booked in his WWE run.
Well, I agree.
I agree, but
I agree with
at the same time, and also he said about him, like, you know, they wouldn't let him wrestle. I'm like, well, I mean, they don't have a doctor that just clears everybody like Tony Khan does. So I don't know, but he's been getting along just fine apparently in his AEW run. So who knows? Yeah, man.
The ratings for Dynamite.
Oh yeah, what did they hit?
Like 850,000.
Oh,
with the demos, brother, they were the highest in months. I love this.
Boy!
Not even MJF could save them. There's only one man.
It's almost as if they're missing somebody.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, MJF championship's not cutting it.
It's not cutting it because they're playing too much to the heel MJF of I'm not defending the title every week.
Yeah.
And they've set it up where every champion has defended it at least once every couple weeks, once a month. He's not really defending it at all.
No. The man had, I think, what did they say, 8 matches all of last year?
Yeah.
Before he won the title.
Well, he was also out.
He was also, out, or was he? Or I don't know. Nobody knows. So, but yeah, they're just not, right. They're booking that kind of cowardly heel run, and that's not kind of like going to, just having him talk every week. It's become like a joke. Like, here comes a graphic. We'll hear from MJF this week.
So, great. Talking about talking and a joke. Uncle Howdy, Bray Wyatt, because we didn't hit on this. So we watched SmackDown. Do we all watch SmackDown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch the clip. Apparently, he's Uncle Howdy. He's the Eater of Worlds. He's all these people.
Okay.
And he's going in the Royal Rumble. Are we going to get multiple Brays in the Rumble?
But the Rumble match itself?
No.
Well, he didn't announce himself for the Rumble match. He was just talking about
the Pitch Black match.
But will we see it?
Pitch Black.
Yeah.
But will we see it? Yeah, possibly.
You think we'll see multiple Bray Wyatts in the Rumble?
So he said, I am him, but you weren't him last week. And who was on Raw with?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still with Jay Miller. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting more frustrated every week. He's still over. The crowd pops like crazy when he comes out. Great entrance, but we're still here where we've been for the last decade with this guy.
I'm starting to side with JML on his return.
I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. It's just the truth.
To be honest with you, all the returns have been terrible. There's not a single one I'm like, that lit the world on fire.
I'm biased to carrying Cross, but
you're dropping people that the crowd never really got into in the first place, and just dropping them on TV is not going to really.
Well, no, people cared about them, but then they didn't have the creative to continue. Like Braun, Braun being one of them,
right?
Charlie.
Sorry, I was muting myself because the dog next door was.
That's okay. That's okay. Puppies.
He has some thoughts about carrying Cross and Bray Wyatt, I think. But
I was big on Bray until the past 2 weeks. I don't know. It's not cutting it anymore.
It's his same storyline.
And I'm not convinced that the Pitch Black match will do much for him either.
With
No.
LA Knight.
Yeah.
No one cared. He was
Yeah.
on the chopping block, and all of a sudden he's featured in a program list.
Yeah, if you want to see a difference between booking, committees or whatever, or regime, that's it. Clearly, Vince just thought of him as a guy that talks, and Triple H still has faith in him in the ring. Yeah, I mean, I liked his run as the LA Drake when he was TNA champ and all that stuff. I dug his, maybe not in ring, but I thought his character was fun. But I don't know what's going on here in this match. This Mountain Dew Pitch Black, which I've never tried. I'd prefer the Baja Blast match. Shout out Braden Harrington for bringing that up recently. Yeah, if we had the Mountain Dew Baja Blast match, I'm with you, Brady. Yeah, that would be a better match. Now, is this the match going to be like they have to dump him in a vat of Mountain Dew? Is this like the Orange Cassidy Jericho thing? The Mimosa match?
Mimosa Madness.
That's how he put him over. He threw me in.
So bad.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad at least they're not making Bray Wyatt have to say Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. Because that would be kind of...
I wouldn't rule that out.
Almost as bad as everyone having to say Seth freaking Rollins 17 times during a promo. Like Austin Theory has to do now. He said it about 10 times at least the other night.
Crazy.
Yeah, so we've got Rumble coming up, but we've got a title match. I mean, the rest of the undercard has been filled up. Not that they need too much more matches, but we've got 2 matches. We've got two Rumbles.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll get something else to fill out the undercard, but we'll see. 2 weeks away.
Some programming notes next week.
Speaking of Rumbles,
we'll have the Royal Rumble 92 episode up.
Yes.
Can't wait for that.
Along with another episode of this show. So like, share, comment, subscribe. Nearing 800 subscribers.
Thank you all.
Crazy. My dogs.
Think about it. We'll take away the month where we really didn't record anything on the channel, right?
Yeah.
Any content. This channel's only been around for like 5 months. To have 800 subscribers, that's it's pretty cool, pretty impressive. Thank you to everyone that has subbed. Comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. World of Wrestling. Yeah, please let us know. Who should they sell to? Come on, give us some ideas. Yeah, Royal Rumble predictions as well. Royal Rumble predictions. Uncle Howdy predictions, whatever.
What is the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match predictions? Did Britt Baker spread them for Christian? Did she do it? We need to know from you, the people. With that being said, see you later.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Bye.